Greetings and welcome to this week's edition of 401k Real Talk. This is Fred Barstein, contributing editor with wealthmanagement.com's RPA Edge, a new omni-channel and a new network for us. I review all of the week's stories and pick out the 5 most important and interesting ones, providing open, honest, and candid discussion you will not get anywhere else. So let's get real. First story is Morgan Stanley is buying a $72 billion institutional investment consultant. Flush with a surge of new assets, Morgan Stanley is continuing their buying spree with the purchase of Denver-based Cook Street with $72 billion, 1 million participants, and 160 clients. They had previously bought the Hayes Group, another DC consultant with $34 billion, and that's on top of E-Trade and Solium. Solium is focused on the stock plan business, E-Trade as well, which provides access to participants, just like with DC plans. Wirehouses and large RIAs have more developed wealth management capabilities than most RPA firms, and they see the DC and the stock plans as a way to access and serve participants. We saw CapTrust recently bought PEI with $170 billion. Another institutional investment consultants, MAC has $152 billion they bought. So another 2 to 3 million participants, and look for more of these consultants to be purchased by wirehouses, RIAs, and retirement plan advisors. Second story is the SEC proposed new cybersecurity rules, noting a 70% increase in cyber breaches since 2020. SEC is proposing new rules creating policies and procedures as well as guidance on reporting breaches, which is on the heels of recent DOL guidance. Advisors are more likely to be targeted by hackers than larger institutions, which have much greater protection. And advisors have much more sensitive data than they realize about themselves, but also about clients. The question is, are they vulnerable to litigation, RPAs, especially? And the question will be, who's at fault and who pays? Third story is about plan fees continuing to drop due to more disclosure and litigation. There's 150 cases filed, ERISA cases in the last 2 years, and the Supreme Court Hughes case decision will only increase that, as well as some the use of index and CIT funds. The 401k book of averages, which just came out, are seeing investment fees decrease by 3 basis points overall, although it's been pretty steady, for these plan investment fees. $5 million plan is averaging 119 basis points. $50 million is 88 or 26% less. But what caught my eye was that a $20 million plan with 2,000 participants, his average fee is 119 basis points, and that same size plan with 200 participants is only 94 basis points. So record keepers are seeing the value of having larger account balances, which is a case for plan sponsors to keep planning assets, which is also going to facilitate more retirement income products. Fourth story is how CITs are surging and taking more and more market share in the $3.3 trillion target date. Sway Research came out with their annual report looking at 184 target date series with 2,500 mutual funds and CITs. The 2 target date funds were very disadvantaged to the through, based on the bull market. Active Target date are 65 basis points, hybrid at 51. Both were declining. And the fastest growing target date fund is NFP's FlexPath that now has $13 billion. So that report by Sway is available for $7,500. Final story, fifth story, is an RFP, Advisor RFP Group was recently sold. The leader in RPA RFPs, InHub, was recently purchased by RFP.io, who had also purchased RFP 360. Ariana Amplo, the founder and CEO of InHub, will stay on, and it gives her greater access to technology and resources, riding the wave of increased RFPs for RPAs. Procurement departments are now starting to get involved in ERISA plans and their modus of operandi to do RFPs for all of their vendors of a certain size. And new members to investment committees are asking, have we done an RFP and due diligence on our advisor? And they're not comfortable joining unless the plans have. We see Ariana said that RPAs that have a systematic process, a streamlined process, tracking what's working and what's not working, are more likely to not only recommend to prospects this RFP process, but also to win more cases. And just like with record keeper RFPs, expect more RFPs for RPAs, especially when the litigators start targeting RPAs and their fees. So those are the 5 most interesting stories I thought from the past week. I've listed 5 other podcasts, videos, and stories that I thought were worthwhile. Please let me know if I missed anything or if you want to comment. Love to hear from you. Otherwise, I will speak to you next week on 401k Real Talk on wealthmanagement.com's RPA Edge.